Right now, a gas leak scare prompts evacuations and street closures in Sun Prairie. We're live at the scene with what happened.
And frosty conditions are expected for parts of southern Wisconsin yet again tonight. How long will the frosty conditions last, and when can you expect temperatures way back up into the 70s?
And later, one of Madison's biggest road projects is about to begin. We'll take a look at the impact that phase 1 of the John Nolan Drive construction project will have on traffic. And we welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson. All streets are back open in Sun Prairie after a gas leak led to the evacuation of several homes, businesses, and a school this morning.
Well, the leak happened in the area of West Main Street at Walker Way. Our Armand Rahman is live in Sun Prairie with more on the day's events. Armand?
Eric and Sarah, I did just speak to some We Energies crew members a couple minutes ago, and they said that all the gas has been restored to most of the area homes and businesses, save for a couple of businesses very close to the work that you see behind me. Now, no one was injured today, and the officials say that the response went smoothly, which is a lot because the vibe while that response was happening was anything but smooth, because the words gas leak can carry some history in this city. You'll recall about 7 years ago, a gas leak caused the explosion of the over in downtown Sun Prairie that killed Fire Captain Corey Barr and leveled his pub and many other homes and businesses. So crews tell me that when the call came in this morning at 10:45 of a 6-inch low pressure line that was hit by crews and leaking, they evacuated a broader area sooner because they learned it's better to be safe than sorry.
We don't mess around with these, take these very seriously. We'd rather evacuate a little bit too big and maybe provide a little inconvenience versus trying to, maybe keep the evacuation zone smaller and not impact people. Many of us work in the scene, did also work that same scene, and yeah, these are a very real situation for us.
Now, those residents were able to return back to their homes around 2 o'clock this afternoon. The elementary school kids that were evacuated from Westside Elementary over to Sun Prairie West High School were able to return back to the elementary school to be picked up or bused home around 2:40 this afternoon. Reporting live in Sun Prairie, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
All right, thank you. I'm glad everyone's safe. In other news now, Madison police are asking for help in their search for a missing 13-year-old boy who disappeared over the weekend. Deon Johnson Jr. was reported missing from his home on Buick Street near Penn Park. One of his parents woke up Saturday and found a note from him saying that he needed to leave. Johnson was last seen wearing a white shirt, green shorts, and tan shoes. If you have any information about his whereabouts, please call Madison Police.
Now to a scare in the Middleton School District this morning. Police got an anonymous tip about someone with a weapon in the high school parking lot, but that later turned out to be a hoax. After receiving the tip just after 9:30, all Middleton city schools were placed in a secure building protocol as a precaution. According to police, that protocol is used when there's something happening outside the school that may require some extra caution. All doors are locked to keep the building secure. Learning and normal activities continue inside. But police then learned the fake tip came from outside the country. The protocol was then lifted just 10 minutes after it started.
Madison police are searching for people involved in a late-night stabbing that left a 17-year-old girl with injuries. The stabbing happened on Windstone Drive near Door Creek Park on the city's east side. Police say the girl suffered non-life-threatening injuries, including to the face, and was just released from the hospital. The initial investigation shows the fight involved people who did know each other. No arrests have been made.
Nearly 300 days after the Abundant Life Christian School shooting, the last student hospitalized is now being released from American Family Children's Hospital. According to a UW Health spokesperson, Sammy Garduno Martinez will continue his recovery at a dedicated facility in Chicago. Garduno Martinez was shot multiple times, including in the head, and twice went into a coma. A GoFundMe page has been set up for him and his family. So far, it's raised about $140,000 with a goal of $170,000. The fall-like temperatures sticking around a little longer. Here's Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington with a look at the forecasts.
Eric, and those fall-like temperatures bringing yet another chance for patchy frost in southern Wisconsin, especially for areas north of Madison, as those low temperatures are going to get down to that critical low to mid 30s. So areas north of Madison, beware that there is that possibility that we could be seeing frost once again. We have a frost advisory pretty much a Copy and replace from what we had yesterday. That frost advisory for areas along Highway 151 and towards the north, Camp Douglas, Wisconsin Dells, Richland Center, the Lodi area, Marquette, Green Lake counties, Sauk City. You all could be seeing that patchy frost overnight tonight. So just like last night, bring in those tender plants if you still have any of those plants out there, and maybe throw a blanket over the fall mums, as I mentioned yesterday. Temperatures range right now from 54, that's the chilly spot in Madison, to still hanging on to 60 in the Wisconsin River Valley. Right here in Dane County, we've got 54 in Madison, 56 along the interstate towards Deerfield, and then Highway 14 over towards Cross Plains. You're at 60 degrees. So the temperatures are tumbling pretty quickly, and with clear skies, it allows that heat to go right out to space. 10 o'clock tonight when you join us again, 45 with those lows getting into the upper 30s in Madison. We'll track whether or not we're going to have frosty conditions lasting any longer when it come back in a few minutes, and also if we're going to have some rain.
All right, Alex, thank you. The Beloit School District says its superintendent is resigning. Superintendent Dr. Willie Garrison II named to that position back in 2022. Now, Garrison will resign on December 31st. In a statement, he thanked the staff and community for their support, saying it was an honor to serve the district. The school board says it'll begin the process of finding the district's next superintendent soon to ensure a smooth transition.
Well, healthcare premiums could increase in Wisconsin if premium tax credits expire at the end of the year. That's the claim Congressman Mark Pocan made at the state capitol today when discussing the Affordable Care Act. This as the government shutdown continues. Now, disagreements over Medicaid cuts and healthcare subsidies leave Congress unable to pass a funding bill.
So we're going to make sure that we're making people understand what the shutdown's about. And just so you know, in Wisconsin, we're not going to feel the shutdown as quickly as other places. I had 85 calls all last week on the shutdown. But I've had, since the beginning of the year to last Tuesday, 14,435 calls about healthcare. So this is something people really care about.
Pocan also attacked President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill, which is now law. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services estimates more than 270,000 Wisconsinites will lose their health care insurance because of it. Well, after 5 years of planning, a major construction project on Madison's John Nolan Drive is set to begin on Monday.
Our Jalen Banks joins us now with all you need to know ahead of this project.
John Nolan, one of the most prominent roadways used to get in and out of downtown Madison, is getting a makeover. Starting Monday, Phase 1 of a 4-year project will kick off. Phase 1, the most notable and longest portion of the project, will reduce John Nolan down to 1 lane from Lakeside Street to Broome Street. All existing bridges on that stretch will be fully replaced, and 3 bridges will be added to help with bike and pedestrian traffic. This phase is set to last through the summer of 2027. Earlier, I spoke with the engineers who worked on the planning of this project for 5 years.
We've had many rounds of public involvement meetings, getting feedback on all parts of the design, multiple rounds through different city committees and boards. So definitely a long time coming.
So next Monday, traffic control will start being set up. It's probably going to take a full day to set up the traffic control, but it'll go down to 1 lane in each direction, pretty much from Lakeside up to around Monona Terrace.
Once Phase 1 is completed, Phase 2 will start at the end of 2027 and run through 2028. That will include reconstruction from Lakeside Street to Olin. And Phase 3 will start in 2028 and will be finished in 2029. That will include construction from Olin all the way to the Beltline. They did share with me the timelines for Phases 2 and 3 are tentative. The city at this time has not provided alternative routes with the lane closures of John Nolan, but say be mindful of peak travel times in the morning and in the later afternoon.
Jalen, thank you. Now, if you'd like to see the city's full plan of the John Nolan project, you can find it on our website. Just head to channel3000.com.
Well, coming up next on News 3 Now at 6, we reveal the winner of the Chocolate Shop's Create an Ice Cream Flavor Contest.
Plus, homecoming continues at UW-Madison. We'll preview some of the events happening both tonight and tomorrow. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Salvatore's Tomato Pies in Sun Prairie is announcing a fundraiser for the Madison police officer and his injured canine from that September 27th crash. Christopher Bruger, accused of leading police on a 4.5-mile chase, striking Officer Ryan Kimberly's squad car head on, causing serious injuries. Now, Salvatore has reached out to Capital Canines to offer support, and here's how you can help. The restaurant will be selling Kimberly pies, and for every one sold, they'll donate $10 to his recovery fund. They are open from now until 9 tonight.
Well, the demands on time and money are part of parenthood, but for many, these pressures continue even as their children become adults. A recent report found that 3/4 of parents are footing the bill for their children's one-time goals, things like a wedding or a down payment for a home. More than 6 in 10 are also covering ongoing expenses like living expenses, phone bills, and nearly half are paying for health insurance. So the question is, how can you help but not enable your adult kid? Start by determining whether helping them puts you in any financial peril, and then have an open and honest conversation with them, explaining that you can be a backstop in the event of emergency, like the loss of a job, illness, or divorce, but you can't provide ongoing support that would prevent you from saving for yourself. And if you can afford to help, discuss how long that arrangement will last and agree to revisit the situation every 6 months.
Temperatures starting to slowly warm back up for the weekend. Alex rejoins us now. A complete look at his forecast.
And that blip of fall will be a thing of the past by the time we get to the weekend. 70s Sunday and Monday, back up in some places might be mid and upper 70s for that matter as we head towards the end of the weekend. And even going out into next week, it's not until very late in the period that we're going to see temperatures trying to dip their way a little bit closer to normal. That average high temperature at this time of year is 63 degrees, so we're going to go way north of that, but not after a chilly and frosty night tonight, especially for areas north of Madison. Lows in Camp Douglas, 34, 35 in Baraboo, 38 in Madison, 40 again right along the Wisconsin-Illinois border. And those areas to the north, a little bit more susceptible to that frost. We have yet another frost advisory. As I said yesterday, would likely occur again. National Weather Service issues this frost advisory from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. Thursday morning. So this is that opportunity, as I mentioned yesterday. Tender plants, bring them in. If you want to cover your fall mums up, that's a good thing to do, in my opinion. And temperatures tomorrow. We work our way up. Today we did low 60s and sunny. Tomorrow we're going to do mid to upper 60s and sunny, and that normal high is 63. So these temperatures are a couple degrees above normal for this time of year. Rain chances, low rain chances Thursday night going on into Friday. We have another weather system or two as we go out into next week. But let's track that Thursday night going into Friday system. It's not going to be a lot of rain, but a couple places could get wet, as my mom likes to say, maybe just enough to settle the dust. And here are those few showers that move through. One band moves through late Thursday night up through about 5 o'clock in the morning. Maybe a couple of raindrops for that school and work commute Friday morning, getting to Madison right around 7 o'clock on Friday morning, and then that's out of here by the time we get to 8, 9 o'clock Friday morning, and we'll be replaced with sunny skies. Sparse amounts, not looking like a lot. 1/10 inch at most, maybe a quarter to half inch for areas a little bit further to the north up towards Camp Douglas, Marquette, and Green Lake counties, but this is not looking like a big washout weather system at this point in time. Then the extended here. There's the 73 on Sunday, the 74 on Monday. We got the Badgers game, we got the Packers game. Weather's looking great for both of those games, with temperatures staying mild for this time of year all the way through the 10-day forecast. We'll zoom in out here and take a peek at that game. Kickoff 66, 60 at halftime, and 54 by the time we get to the end of the game. So maybe you want to bring that light red jacket, as I've been mentioning on some of our Saturday football games. And we got a photo here sent to us by Sue. This would be from the north side of Madison. Scan that QR code right behind me where you can send your photos. This is, I believe, milkweed that is going to seed here. I had to do a little bit of research on that. I hope I have that right. But Sue, if I don't have that right, please just email me and let me know.
Email him and complain.
And let me know if I got it wrong.
Alex, it's beautiful.
Should know your plants. Yes, it was very pretty. Fall-like temperatures and that frosty stuff will be out of here by the time we get to tomorrow. And then we'll see temperatures a little bit more summer-like as we head towards the weekend.
This is the perfect stuff.
Yeah, it's really nice pattern that we got going here.
Yeah,
And the cooler weather means football, but also means this basketball is not too far away.
Yeah, it's getting to be that time of year. It's hard to believe. Coming up in sports, Wisconsin men's basketball got picked to finish 6th in the Big Ten. Why that pick, for my money, is wrong for the second year in a row. Next on News 3 Now.
Can't vote for myself or can't encourage somebody to vote.
That was John Blackwell last year after he got snubbed from the All Big Ten teams. This year he was named to the preseason All-Conference second team, but for my money, he'll be one of the best players in the country, partially because of his new partner in the backcourt. John doesn't have to play point guard anymore. Those duties are assigned to the newcomer, Nick Boyd, someone that sees the court like no other.
He's electric. And he sees things before most any other player sees. Certainly, even some of those coaches. It's like, whoa, I didn't even see that one coming.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time in my career I kind of had the ball in my hands and been able to, just been let loose. It's been fun, like you said, just a privilege to be the point guard here. So I'm just taking it all in.
The Badgers were picked to finish either 6th or 7th, depending where you look, in the Big Ten's preseason media poll. Last year, they were picked to finish 12th, and they made it all the way to the Big Ten title game. Johnny Davis is coming home. The former Badger and lacrosse native was traded to the Wisconsin Herd, the Bucks G League affiliate. He was selected 10th overall in the 2022 NBA draft, but has struggled in his first few seasons as a pro. You could say Wisconsin volleyball is on a roll. They've won 10 matches in a row and have lost just one single set in the process. This week's guest on the Wisconsin Huddle, Kristen Simon, says despite their dominance, the Badgers have also grown a lot during this stretch.
We've really grown as players and really worked on doing our own job on the court and then being there for other teammates. So it's really flowed together, and just knowing what to do in certain situations and really maturing throughout the season.
To the football field where former Wisconsin Badger and many-time guest on the Wisconsin Huddle, Chimere Dike, was named the AFC's Special Teams Player of the Week. The rookie, by the way, also leads the NFL in all-purpose yards, dominating as a return man for the Titans.
Always good to see those guys doing things at the next level. Andrew, thank you. And tonight at 10, it is homecoming weekend, and just ahead of homecoming, the Madison Police Department says it will stop conducting large-scale bar raids. We sit down with the Madison Police Department captain to discuss what officers will do instead. That story, tune in tonight, News 3 Now at 10.
And now for a final check on our forecast. It's been amazing out there.
Fall-like. We went from the 90s, and we got the frosty conditions, but that's par for course for this time of year, is to have a bit of frost and a little bit more frost tonight. That potential same place as last night, susceptible to frost for areas mainly north of Madison. So cover those tender plants if you got any, and those mums, those fall mums that you may have growing outside. And look at the temperatures. There we go, back up into the upper 60s, lower 70s. The homecoming parades, temperatures are going to be upper 60s, right around 70 degrees. And the games this weekend, weather can't be beat for both the Badgers and the Packers.
All right. Alex, thank you. And thanks for joining us tonight on News 3 Now at 6. Join us tonight at 10, where Andrew recaps the Brewers' comeback win over the Cubs. Coming up next, Entertainment Tonight.
We shall see, right? Our next show, of course, is coming up at 10 o'clock. And you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. Thanks for tuning in.
I'm optimistic.